New business H, this is to set up a site selection committee and authorize the solicitor to prepare the parameters for that particular committee. Eric?
So what the board's considering is setting up a committee to look at other potential sites for the location of the municipal complex, and to do that, to appoint some commissioners to spearhead that committee, and then to identify some residents to also be on that committee with them. So the first action would be to set that up with the two committee members, and then our office would work with those committee members to identify parameters for the resident members, would be number, qualifications, things like that, so that we would get people from different livelihoods and experiences to be on that committee, and then after we get those criteria, to then identify the people who actually would fit those criteria. So that's really the action you're looking at tonight, and just for the public's knowledge is that this is by no means moving it from where it currently is. It is just to investigate whether other properties are available.
We've already done that.
I think you can clarify it to investigate other properties that may not have been available before is probably, because if we go through all the properties that were available, it's an extensive list. But that would be up to the commissioners to run it.
Okay, I'll need a motion on that, and then we'll go into discussion.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a motion, is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second, discussion.
I just wanna ask, is this kind of like, are we starting from scratch again? Like, we're going back to the beginning, being that we're looking at other properties right now?
I think we wanna look for property that carry our current footprint of
We
the.
can't
Right.
hear you. Can't hear you.
Right.
Can't hear.
I hope you get a new building, you get a new sound system.
So we wanna identify other sites that would fit the current building footprint.
I may be premature here, but should we consider rescinding the current resolution that we have?
So my advice is you wouldn't do that. I know it's not popular, I'm not saying it won't happen eventually, but I think it is premature at this point. We don't know if any other sites are possible, so it still may wind up being the best or only site available. We won't answer that tonight, so I think that's premature.
I understand that, but if it winds up being the site, we could always do another resolution. If that's just noting that we do need a public meeting, even if residents are on the board or on the committee. Just because this was such a hot button topic. That's all I'm saying.
I understand.
Okay.
So there are some other things that do come up. For example, we're going through, as I think a lot of folks do know, that we have several different subdivisions that are coming in, and the developer wants to settle. And actually, we'll have to talk about this in executive session, has offered to give the township ground for the municipal building as it is up by Cumina Road. And at the same time, we would have to allow them to go ahead and build. So that would be something the committee would need to take a look at. But that would be free ground. And that would meet the criteria we said we wanted to use our own ground to save. So that's something we'd want the committee to discuss as well. So I think we're on the floor, need a motion on that, so I need motion and a second. Any more discussion?
Comment?
Other comments from the
Oh, there's a
board?
public comment, sure. Yes, sir, in the back. Please come up. Yeah.
You can hear me. Jim Kapinski, 1958 Yarnell Road. Eric, I was just wondering, are you familiar with Resolution 703? It was passed on August 19th, 2019, and it says, a resolution of Upper Pottsgrove Township Board of Commissioners prohibiting any member of the Board of Commissioners from serving on any township board, commission, or committee of Upper Pottsgrove Township.
Yeah, and we can certainly do a special waiver for that one, but although it says standing committee, and this is not a standing committee, so. It is a head hop committee. Okay, more comments? So anyhow, it is to take a look and see what other sites are available in the township, and we need to do that and get that taken care of. So, and then I think Hancock will actually mention as well, the design of the building is something we can actually take up and plot it somewhere. We're taking it all the way to that point, and the department has done a good job of deciding the internal. So, did we take a look? All in favor?
I had a comment, I didn't realize, like,
Yeah, please.
Joe Gantry, 1998, URNL Road. Does this mean that there won't be any more work on the smaller farm site until this committee decides what to do? Or recommends what to do? It's gonna be a parallel kind of thing, and we're gonna be held off for another 9 months with a lot of back and forth, while progress is tearing up the smaller farm.
I don't know that there is anything else to do out there, but the short answer to that is no. Does not mean that.
Think so.
Other comments? Yes, ma'am.
Michelle O'Connor, 1875 Orlando Road. This is my first time here in years, but I was wondering what exactly you are looking for, the space, and also I wanted to know who the officers, what their feelings are about this.
So is that your comment? We're, like, again, this is not for us to answer these, or to respond to the different comments. But once this committee's set up, it's gonna be under the chair's purview how that person wants to go with it. Are there any more other comments? And please come all the way up to the front, please. Come on up, please. And state your name and address if you would.
Scott Redmond, spelled R-E-A-D-M-A-N, 207 Mulvers Mill Road, Pottstown, PA. I would like these comments entered to the minutes, please. One thing that I would like, I just stated my name and my address. I would like a roll call at the beginning of these meetings to know who is sitting up here running our township and who is at the meetings. Okay, with what I have written down here,
Sir, can I interrupt? Is this about the board, or is this just general public comment? The board, the committee they're discussing right now, we're only taking comment on item 9H.
the open space?
Well, the open space committee.
It's on the committee for building site selection.
Well, I don't know the answer to that. I have my comments here, may I make them?
Well, no, there's another section for public comment, which is next on the agenda, so there's a motion on the board,
Okay.
before the
I'll wait my
board to
turn.
consider, yes, I just wanna make sure it's applicable to this motion.
Okay, so all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries. Okay, now it is public comments time, and
Just so you know, for a matter of procedure, it's
Just
good
do
for.
whatever you can to add my
No,
anxiety.
Mr. Redmond, just so you know, that there's a legal reason for that, it's for the minutes and all that, so that we actually don't forget to act on motions that are before the board.
you're good to go.
Okay. Wrote this down, hopefully it makes sense, hopefully it's pertinent. Maybe we got something encouraging going on here tonight with that new committee. But what I have here is, what a great debacle we have here. Animosity, disrespect, dirty deals and lawsuits. This could have been a good thing had it been done properly. Maybe a new municipal building, firehouse, even a recreation area, all on the same property. The right property. Be a great thing for the township to be proud of. All with people working together as a group. Again, to have something to be proud of. But, what do we have? Animosity, disrespect, dirty deals, and lawsuits. Maybe it's not too late to take a step back, regroup, swallow some pride, and do it the right way. Maybe it's not with this new committee. The voters have been mentioned. We have 6,000 residents in this township. It was stated 4,000 voters. I'd like to correct that to 4,000 people that are registered to vote. At the last election, these are approximate numbers. At the election last week, there were approximately 700 voters. And the majority of the voters are not in favor of what you're doing with the Smola farm. Now, it really hurts me to say the rest of this. The U.S. military fights all over the world for freedom and democracy. It fights against oppression from wannabe dictators. Yet, here in Upper Pottsgrove, we have a retired U.S. military officer trying to dictate to us and oppress our rights. The right to speak out, ask questions, get answers, and know what's going on in our township. Thank you.